Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie. And for this layout I'm using the Simple Stories range, Simple Vintage Holly Jolly. So I've got a photograph there that I've printed square and I'm going to use mainly papers from the 6x8 paper pad. I'm looking at making two big clusters at the top and a smaller cluster at the bottom right. From the very beginning of this layout, I had an idea in my mind of how I wanted it to look. It was just finding the papers that would work together to give me the look that I was after. So I'm just making sure I've looked at every side of all the papers because there's lots to choose from. And I'm mainly aiming to use reds and greens, so the more traditional colours that are in this range, and using less of the blue this time. I also have some of the ephemera sets, so I also have a look through those. I've got the layered bits and the sentiment bits and the ephemera that I've got there in a tray, and I'm just making sure, see what bits that I would like. One cluster is going to hold the photograph, the other cluster is going to literally be embellishments. So it looks a little bit messy at the moment because my mind is working overtime and I'm trying to find a title that I would really like in the bottom right to go with the vintage chipboard Santa in his sleigh. I think that is so cute and it's definitely going to make the cut. I really would like that as part of the title. So I go back to checking the 6x8 papers to see which ones I want to use, and I'm actually going to start to make some cuts, and that way you'll have more of an idea what my mind is doing. I'm going to make banners with these pieces, so I'm looking to have at least 3 on each side, and I'm hoping to use 6 different patterned papers. We know they all coordinate together because they're all from the same collection, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just looking for a mix of reds and greens. I want to have a bit of green on either side. I don't want it to be just red, so that's why I'm thinking which ones do I want to use. Also, I'm looking at what pieces I've got that I've already cut into that I might be able to use. I bring in some black cardstock and I place that behind the photograph because there's quite a bit of black in this range as well. So I think that will also help my photograph stand out. So I'm clear the decks a little bit. I found a tag that I really like on the tag sheet and I'm going to use that as well. Plus the mini tag with the Father Christmas on, that's from the 6x8 pad. And then the layered ephemera piece. Also seen something on the sticker sheet I quite like. I always tend to cut them off with the backing intact. Just in case I don't use them, I don't like to commit easily or quickly. And it says, hey there Santa. And I think that will work really well with the sleigh. So it's on the backing at the moment just so that I can work around it, because I think I might put something behind it. So before I make any decisions, I won't stick anything down. So I'm going to add in a little bit of this bright green on the right hand side. I'll shorten it nearer the time when I look and adding the banner tails to those pieces. And I really like this dark green as well, and I think that would fit really nicely behind the photograph. So I feel like I've chosen the right papers now, so I can actually go ahead and start building up the layout. What I'm using there on the guillotine is I'm using the inch markers just so I can figure out where the middle of these papers are, and then I'm actually just freehand cutting the banner points at the bottom. So as long as I mark them up with pencil so I know where the central line is, I then cut it by hand. I am going to distress all these later on, so if it's a bit wiggly it doesn't really matter, because in the grand scheme of things you're not going to really notice. So I do it to the tag as well, and I will also do it to the little tag and to the bottom of the ephemera, just so that they're all got a similar shape. I'm also going to punch the holes in the tags as I go along, so that that's another job done as I get there. So just coming in with the last bits for me to trim, and then I'll move on to the next bit. So I'm quite pleased so far. Obviously I've still got to shorten that green piece when I decide how long I want that to be. It would bug me if I cut it too short too early, so I will make a decision finally. So the next stage in this layout will be for me to think about embellishments. I found a little piece that said ho ho hello. I think I cut it out of one of the 6x8 pads. Definitely going to use that, and I've come back in with the sticker sheet, just cutting it into manageable pieces. There's a nice holly wreath there that I think would look really good tucked in somewhere there behind the photograph. Still got the backing on, of course, and I'm going to figure out how much of that I use. Find a Christmas tree piece of ephemera and a chipboard Santa that I'm going to use on the left of that. With a black journaling pen, I'm going to run round all of the pieces and add a black line, and then use my distress tool. I did that off camera and I finished it, and I do apologise for the shots of my parting. And now I'm happy with the way those are looking, and I just need to get them into position, and I will start to get all this stuck together as the main two pieces. So I stuck those together with a bit of double-sided tape off camera, and now I'm going to look at embellishing them. I've stuck that on a piece of holly. I've cut that sticker in half. I've added a little tab so I can add a little bit of journaling, and these are the decorative brads. I'm definitely going to add some of those in as well. I had a picture one there above the photograph, and just seeing what other little bits and pieces I can use to embellish. I've got some of the foam stickers there on the right, so I think there's going to be a combo of bits that I can use. And I decided that actually I'm going to add a little bit of ink to the cardstock before I finally stick down these two big banners. This is ice spruce, so it's a bit of a grey green, and I'm kind of just literally drawing out the shape of the banners, so it's a little bit wider than the banners, but it will just give a bit more of a shadow. I also do a bit of a triangle where the Santa sleigh is going to be in the bottom right hand corner. It's very subtle, but I think you will see it a bit more at the end. But in real life, I do like the effect. It's very faint, and that's why I always dab off the ink on a scrap paper before I use it on the layout. So this is just some wax twine I've got there at the top. I really would like to join those two together, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to apply the sticker at the bottom on a little bit of foam, and then the chipboard as well, so the two are linked. I really like the way that's looking. It's really nice to be able to use with these vintage Santas. I really like them. I'm going to enjoy creating with this collection, definitely. So I've just brought in my mini stapler, and I'm going to just add a couple of staples at each end of this wax twine just to keep it in place. I don't want it to be too taut, so I've trimmed it off and stapled it both ends. A couple of little embellishments I want to add. This is a little silver charm from my stash, just of a little reindeer. I thought it wouldn't hurt to add another reindeer, and I'm just knotting that around the red tag. Plus, with the punch on the left, I've punched some glittery silver paper, and I've now got some little stars, and I'm just positioning them around the layout, just giving myself an idea of where I want to put them. And I will, at the end, I will actually just add a little touch of glue to get them in position. And this is when I think you can see the ice spruce, particularly around the Santa sleigh. When I put the silver stars on top of it, they I think they show up a little bit more. So I'm just trying to rearrange them and around. So I'm quite pleased with the way that they are looking. They also go quite well with the silver charm. So I'm going to stick those down shortly. So do check out this range, Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Holly Jolly at Hey Little Magpie. That's my finished layout with all its depth. Give us a thumbs up for this video, subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you here again real soon. Thanks for watching. This is Sheena Rowlands for Hey Little Magpie. Bow for now.